My name is Elora Kabir. My mother was Manzura Kabir, my sister, who used to live here as well.
I'm 32. I've been here since I was, what, 13, 14.
Wow.
So you're talking, what, a good 15 years, I think, man.
I'm Lisa Reid,
Okay.
and I live here with my two children. Grant, who doesn't get up until 3 or 4 in the afternoon, he's 17, and Mia, who's 8, nearly 9.
Oh, my name is Tammy. I'm a student. I study in Queen Mary, Spanish and Film Studies.
I'm Matt. I'm also a student and I study English at Queen Mary.
Mary and Bob Ladlow,
Okay.
57 Hartley Square.
Do you think it's a good area to live in?
It is. It is, and especially I think this square was a real haven at one point, because when we first moved here, you had a lot of tensions. I mean, in '85, this was at a time when you had a lot of city workers moving into what was traditionally a working class area, and it was during the time that London was being built up and sort of regenerated. The whole of the Docklands were regenerated, so you suddenly had city workers living here alongside people who'd been here for generations, and it was a little bit of an uncomfortable mix. I can remember this particular square being relatively quiet, and everywhere else it was a bit, you know, there was a little bit of friction.
But I suppose you get that in every area, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's what you make of it, really. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's alright, it's a good place to live.
There's a lot of gangs, a lot of large groups of youths, and you know, my son's actually lost friends, so no, I'd rather move out, move to Essex, Kent, to get him out of being in, I think, you know, all in London. I don't just think it's here, I think it's just being in London.
I think, yes, it does look pretty shit, in a word, but like, I think a lot of people think of it as rough, when I don't think it is. And I think there's a lot worse places that one could live in, especially in London. So yeah, I like it, and it's close to uni, and it's
That's
cheaper
the best thing. Yeah.
than Kennington or wherever.
Yeah, Kennington.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, we get problems, but not big problems. It's quite nice. Everybody's friendly, and that's the main thing, really. All say good morning and good afternoon. When we get newcomers here, like yourself, we all communicate. We all say hello and how are you, and it's fine.
Considering that, I guess you do know a lot of the neighbours, and you sort of make a point to know them when they come here.
Oh yes, oh yeah, yes. As soon as, well, as you know, when you came here, and the lady on the end, I think that's the 3rd lot or the 4th lot that's gone in there. But we always, even when Rhoda was here, you'd have loved Rhoda,
Really?
like me, you know. Always introduced ourselves, and that was it, which is nice. It's no good sort of walking by one another and saying, oh, you shouldn't be here. That's not right.
Not really, except the older couple along that way.
And the screaming lady.
I don't really know the screaming lady though.
There.
No, I think you meant no personally.
Oh, neither I. I just
right.
hear. I can hear her like all the time.
Okay. Yeah. The only neighbours I'd say I'd really know are the ones all the way along there, the older couple, who are very, very nice and welcoming.
And once I went to, I knocked on the door of the other neighbors, like not there, but there, and yeah.
And the other students.
Yeah, the other students. Yeah, but yeah, I just said hello, and that's it.
Yeah, I've got friends in the big block in Raynham House.
Yeah.
I was friends with one girl, Elaine, who's over here quite a lot. Whenever my house gets exceptionally noisy, Elaine's here. And I was friends with her years before I even moved here.
Okay.
I used to run a pub just up off of Old Ford Road.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know a lot of this community. I know a lot of people around here. And we were best friends before I even moved there. And when I got this place, you know, we were quite happy, you know, moving. Yeah. I got another friend in the block. Not so much that side. I don't mix with the neighbours that side. Even the young kids, they're all old. And I don't think they appreciate the young kids very much. They consider Grant to be a yobbo. And, but Mary and Eddie on the other side, and the Egyptians on the corner. Yeah, I'm friends with all of them.
All over, like, not just the square, the streets that come off it as well.
So like on Globe Road, like the
other ones, Globe Road, over the back there, Toilet Street, Portlet Street, all that, Massingham Street, all that. So,
cool.
There were huge changes. I mean, there were young families, but they came in and then left within a year. So, you know, we barely know them compared to the old neighbours.
Yeah.
But also, my mum used to say that they're like a neighbourhood watch scheme all by themselves, because the older generation, especially if they were retired, they were here all day. So they would keep an eye on your property, they would tell you about things, and they made it their business to go out and meet people. I think it also has to do with the generational thing as well. Because obviously the younger you are, the less likely. I think people are far more fluid when they're younger anyway. They leave places, and you know, they probably don't have the kind of roots that the older neighbours used to have.
You feel like you are part of the community then?
Oh yes, yeah. You know, no matter whenever we go out, because actually we're known here well, me and Bob, because the time we've been here. People in Rainham House, there's a few there that still came when we came here, a year after. And even the Asians downstairs, they've spoken to us. We don't ignore them. And we just have a conversation with them, and that's it, which is quite nice. I think it should be like that.
Especially Mary, considering she's two generations older, you know, she's great.
Yeah.
She'll put you in your place if you do anything wrong, you know. She's quite... Grant had a little spat with her. She told Grant off for carrying his bike up and down the stairs and marking the stair walls. He got a ticking off, but she's so friendly. And the Egyptians, they've got kids, you know, and they've brought up their kids here, so they know what it's like. So yeah, I mean, if ever there's anything, I can always knock, and they're the first ones to be, you know, helpful and whatever.
That's great.
Yeah, there is, but I mean now everyone's to themselves now. It's not like before.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was always together. You know, like stuck together really. Now it's like everyone's got on. It's just moved on. Kids have got older and got their own problems. You know
so everyone's got like separated a little
yeah,
bit.
they've moved on. Like before, when we were young, like parents and that were always like together, barbecues, you know, things like that. Like the area would all get together and have a barbecue. Even my mum's garden, or the woman that used to live over the other side of the square. Do you know what I mean? In the summertime, we'd be out there. You know, parents would be sitting having a drink, kids would be playing and that. Do you know what I mean? But no, they don't do that no more.
I don't think there is any community.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean in our flat?
Like, you know,
like us.
These neighbours, you know. All these
no, I
people.
don't know them at all, and I think it's really sad because, like, where I come from, we know, like, I know all of my neighbors, and like we are visiting each other. And for example, if my mom cooks something, then like there's no problem. Like for example, to knock on their door and ask for, I don't know, some ingredient that we don't have, or you know, or sometimes like I remember when I was a kid and like we used to go, like for example,